grim-faced guard raises his weapon as you approach, then stops short and quickly bows respectfully.
If and been mezd, as I live and breathe. Didn't think we'd be seeing you again so soon, sir. He is. He'd be glad to see you, too. Glad as Roost gets, anyway. He's hoping you'll bring... friends.
He winks at you so hard and so theatrically that one whole half of his face seems to squint.
You wouldn't remember me, sir, but you saved my life at Tamber Brook. I still have the hanky where you stuck my big toe. Roost's upstairs in the big house there, sir. He's waiting for you. Reckon he's as eager to hear how you've been getting on as the rest of us.
Here, Mr. Ben Mezd, you're a killer and a good un. So tell me this. You ever tear a person's throat out with your teeth? No, sir. I've killed, you know, sir. I've killed. I killed an elf in that last raid, for one. Big brute of a moss muncher. Took her down as she ran away. I'll kill a godwoken next if I can. I'll take the contract as it comes, and I'll fear no godwoken.
He draws his wands.
You're in my space, stranger. Feel free to leave it.
Light crackles along the wands in a display of potential power. Point made. A compact, heavily muscled dwarf turns from her training. She flicks her wrist and instantly her axe, a stunning elven weapon, is a hair's width from your chest. The blade sings. She gives you a long look, then relaxes. The blade moves back an inch.
That blood belongs to its original owner. It adds character. I look forward to adding Godwoken blood to the mix. Mind your own business, mate. It will if you swing it at me. Especially if you're an elven raider with more enthusiasm than skill. No, you can't. I can sell you all manner of weapon, elven or not, if you have the gold. But this axe ain't for sale.
A thin, grim man carefully sands the end of a beautiful, unpolished longbow. He studiously avoids looking up as you approach.
Mind your way, sir.
He looks from the ground to the bow and continues sanding.
Suppose I don't. I'm no assassin, just a Fletcher. Roost heard about my work and invited me to work here.
He blows a dusting of wood dust off the bow.
Feller doesn't ignore an invitation from Roost Anlon, does he? I'm not supposed to be trading with the other guests. Roost's orders. Ifan Ben Mezd. I've heard about you. Quite a lot, actually. I doubt very much Roost would mind if you had a look at my wares indeed.
The whiff of chemistry assails you. You know that it's all in your imagination, but still your throat constricts, your stomach turns, and your vision swims before you. As your vision clears, the spirit is revealed, a lizard. He has eyes only for the lizard lone wolf who stands before him. He turns to you. He looks insane. He takes a deep breath and exhales. A cloud of greenish gas envelops you, and suddenly you are him. You're the Black Widowmaker, deep down in black shadows, setting your latest creation to paper. A deadly brew that looks and tastes like an elixir. It's your best work yet. You sip a celebratory tonic, and you realize you've made your last mistake. Your throat constricts. Acid burns your guts. Your heart slows to a halt. You slump forward. A kin appears, a lone wolf. She takes your book, but you're already dead. He intensifies his gaze on the lizard lone wolf before him. If looks were poison, she'd soon be dead. An elegant lizard lone wolf smokes Drudenay through an ornate pipe. She turns one eye on you, raises the brow above it.
It wasn't I who switched his drinks. Besides, his death saved lives, so let's hear no more about it. Summing up, I can't help you, so get lost.
She puffs upon the pipe and blows the smoke towards you. When it clears, she's looking away again, as if you were never there. Laughter plays upon the lone wolf's spirit lips, but madness flashes in his eyes. His flittering gaze never quite comes to rest on you.
Hey, wanna have some fun? A joke, of course. A prank, if you will. Tell Slumberjack here that Mudbarrow wants his money. You greedy smell guilt. Yes, my sleepy friend here killed me for my bloody gold. Serves me right for all the things I did. The irony. Ask her where the money is. I'd love to see the murdering little loiter basket lose her money. My money.
She mutters in her sleep.
I never liked you anyway, Mudbarrow. You or your shite sense of humour. Don't think you haunt me, dead man. You or the Godwoken that we killed. What's that? Hey, that tickles.
She stretches, shifts position, but doesn't wake up.
You won't find nothing. Money's hidden on the beach by the water.
She's gonna be so mad. When she finds that money gone.
He slaps his thigh, tears of mirth rolling down his cheeks. Doubt crosses his face as he realizes he's stuck here forever, and there are no more jokes to make.
Now.
Panic rises. And as the black shadow of eternity looms over him, he becomes hysterical. And what was once laughter is now an anguished scream. He returns to himself. The screaming stops. Both eyes settle upon you at last. He looks tired. He looks haunted.
But I've done such terrible things.
He takes this in. A single ghostly tear trickles down his face.
I should go. Use the money well, if you take it. Do some good with it.
He raises a hand in salute and disappears. The spirit of a paladin knight leans his head to one side, revealing the huge gash in his neck that nearly took his head off, and grins, a green glint in his eye. When he speaks, he whispers.
She's stronger than you know. Stronger than you know, boy, and faster, too.
He launches one hand forward and, with a jolt, you are him. You're with Paladin Tom Hardwin, your best friend, on your way to arrest the notorious murderess known to all as Mummy Dearest. You find the dwarven lone wolf in a tavern, at the bar. She doesn't look like much. You stand behind her. Tom Hardwin calls her name. The bar goes quiet. She doesn't turn, but you see her reach. You step forward to protect Hardwin as the axe comes around. In a moment, you're staring at the ceiling with Tom's hands pressing on your neck. A tavern wench is screaming. And Tom can't stop the blood, and through the panic and the tears, he puts his own price on the lone wolf's head. You just lie there thinking, she's stronger than you knew, and faster too. He tilts his head once more, the great wound that killed him yawning open. He begins to laugh.
Off the top of my head? She's stronger than you know, and faster too. And here's the thing. She hates the wet. It makes her itch, and she makes mistakes. If only it would rain.
The spirit of a woman locks her gaze on the lone wolf sentry.
Say my name, you son of a sow! Edie Engrim! Say it! Say my name!
And then you are her. You are the young woman Edie Engrim, seduced by a boy. But to become a lone wolf, he had to pass a test. He had to murder the woman he loved. He passed the test, and you were murdered. And all the time you knew him, he never spoke your name. She turns to look at you at last.
I was Edie Engrim. My killer should be made to speak my name.
He draws his wands.
You're in my space, stranger. Feel free to leave it.
Suddenly he's interested. Suddenly he's on edge.
Who are you to her? Father? Son? Brother? Lover? If you're looking for revenge, you won't find it here.
He leans forward and growls.
No. And push no further, or we shall have a problem.
He considers and comes to the conclusion that it's not worth his while resisting.
Hells, forget it.
He closes his eyes and takes a deep breath.
Edie Ingram. She was always at her most beautiful when she was angry.
A smile spreads across his face.
She'll be waiting for me in the halls, and she's gonna be pissed.
The spirit of a woman locks her gaze on the lone wolf sentry.
I hope it burns your tongue to say my name. Don't think yourself atone for what you did, lone wolf. But me, I'm free of you now. To the halls I'll go.
She turns and looks you in the eye. Then she dips her head in thanks and leaves. An elderly mage glowers at the lone wolf sentry, muttering wordlessly. He jerks his head to look at you, but says nothing. Then he opens his mouth, and you can clearly see the tip of a crossbow bolt protruding from the back of his throat. The spirit clutches his mouth in shock, and then realizes what has happened. He removes his hands, and the crossbow bolt is gone. He can speak once more, if painfully.
Thank you.
He turns and points at the lone wolf sharpshooter.
Kill him.
The spirit turns to meet your gaze. You feel heat upon your skin. The acrid stench of charring flesh assails your nose, and you can hear screaming, the agonizing cries of people burning alive. The spirit, mute, holds out his hand towards you, palm upwards in supplication, his eyes pleading. With a blast, the heat surrounds you. The hair on your forearm shrivels and dies. Flames dance across your vision, and the screaming seems to fill your very existence. And for a moment, you are the spirit before you. Your name is Cyrus Oates, and you are in a tavern with your friends. But someone has barred the exits and set the place afire, and you know that it's your fault. Your friends scream for help that will not come. You know that outside stands the lone wolf Pigsbane, and that he was paid to kill you. You know Pigsbane listens for your screams. All you can do is die proud. Your name is Cyrus Oates, and you will not scream. Sweat streams from your pores. The roar of the flames drowns the screams. Cyrus Oates begins to burn. He does not scream. You feel your flesh blister and char, your head crackle and burn. Cyrus Oates bares his teeth as his lips are burned away, but he does not scream. You try to close your eyes against the pain, but your eyelids have burned away. You haven't breathed in what seems like hours. You desperately want to scream, but Cyrus Oates did not scream. Your mouth opens wide, and you scream in horror, but no sound comes. The blackened bones that once were Cyrus Oates opens its mouth and starts to laugh. Then he releases your hand, and you fall backwards, spinning, burning into the abyss, falling forever into your own soundless scream.
Do you know him? Are you his friend? That man, the bad man, he likes to hurt people. He hurt me real bad.
Sabine grabs you by the arm, her nails embedding themselves into your flesh.
That's him. That's Roost. The man who abducted me and sold me to the Master. This is it. He knows where the Master is. My thanks.
Sabine walks up to Roost, a massive man who's looming over a small elf, his hair a tangle of matted knots. Scars upon scars cross every inch of visible flesh, from his hands to his gnarled face.
Roost Anlon, I've come to ask you a question.
His smile is nauseating.
You'll have to give me a kiss first. That's a tongue, too.
He laughs, the sound of a hiccuping demon choking on raw offal.
How vile and petty a thing you are.
Shut up. It's her I'm talking to. Sabine, I was wondering when I'd see you again. Knew the time would come after you broke Daddy's leash. Oh, yes. Been wondering when the Master's little pet would pick up my scent.
I know.
She winks at him.
Let's try that again, shall we?
Her casual dismissal of his insults seemed to unsettle him somewhat. Uncertainty sours his face.
How about we just cut to the chase? You are searching for your master. I know where he is. Them's the cards we're holding, and I've got all the aces up my sleeve.
A flash of the needle. With lightning speed, Sabine spears his hand. He howls with pain.
Strange. I see no cards whatsoever. The Master. Where is he? Not that you have to.
She twists the needle, making him squirm and scream.
On the island! He's on the island with no name!
Good boy.
She removes the needle. Roost suckles his wound with thick, slurping noises.
Where is the island? Tell me.
Oh, I'll do you one better. I'll take you there. I'm going to beat you. Like I did before, I'm going to bleed and bind you, and what's left of you, no more than a battered bit of meat, I'm going to deliver to the Master all over again. He'll be so glad to have his puppy back, even if she'll have lost some of her luster.
A massive man looms over a small elf, his hair a tangle of matted knots. Scars upon scars cross every inch of visible flesh, from his hands to his gnarled face. He slurps something into his mouth, thoughtfully chews for a moment, then spits it on the ground, where it lands with a sickly splat.
It don't work. For me, anyway. You try.
He offers her something round and slippery, like a wet, white marble in the palm of his hand.
I do not defile the dead.
Ain't you an elf?
We eat flesh to honor it, not to steal the secrets of the dead.
Secrets, they're no fun. Secrets, hurt someone.
Ifan clears his throat. Roost turns his face to you both and roughly wrenches the elf's jaw towards you as well.
Well, look at that, elf. The silver claw is back. Ifan, old boy, you're losing your bloody touch. Your mark, Alexander, still draws breath. And my sources tell me he's headed somewhere called the Nameless Isle. I'll be setting sail there myself any day now to take him out. Your failure has put the reputation of all wolves at stake. But I suppose I might be swayed to forgiveness by the other little God-woken morsels you've brought me.
Stay away from the God-woken, Roost. They're mine.
Ifan steps between you and Roost, head high and hands wide.
I can't let you take them, Roost. You know me. You know you can trust me. So believe me when I say this is bigger than any contract.
That's not how it works. Let the rest of the world worry about right and wrong, good and evil. We've always had a narrower focus, and that's not about to change now. We've had good times, Ben Mezd. We've had bad times. But this is the best time of all. You, just dancing a contract right into my lap. What else are friends for?
Roost moves to lunge at you, but Ifan is quicker. With 2 steps and 3 stabs, he slows Roost down just long enough for you to draw your weapon. The surface of the mirror ripples with a sickly haze. As you gaze into its surface, the haze forms shapes, and the shapes jerk into a figure. You see the outline of a skull, perhaps once an elf, though the flesh is all but rotted from his bones. What remains is the flat, dull colour of sick. Behind him march ornately clad Black Ring. The picture flickers, fades, then returns in full relief. Beneath the din of the marching soldiers, or perhaps alongside it, a voice snags in your mind, like a fishhook in an open eye. It makes a demand. Tell it if you killed another God-woken. The image strains and flickers again. Each time it comes into focus, an odd sensation tickles your head, like a small, many-legged creature were trying to wriggle its way in through your ear. The image flickers and fades to a hazy sheen once more, and the sensation vanishes. There's no denying what you saw. The black ring itself is hunting you, or at least paying others to do so. It's impossible to tell who might be working for them. You eye your companions.
Man's best friend is his sword. His only friend to boot.
Well, as a lone wolf with a standing contract to kill Godwoken, I trust you.
Only thing to do is keep your friends close. So close you'll be able to whip out a short blade in time, if they look at you funny.
The isolated life may be safe, but it is painfully lonely. Wise or not, I trust you.
Life's full of surprises. That's what makes it fun and horrifying.
Money makes blind. I wonder how many of you can still see the light of day.
I know you come. I know you do. I know I only have to wait. I am fine. I am fine when I return to my people. Do we return now? To the others? My people wait for me nearby. I show you. I show you where they wait. I see them behind my eyes. We go there. They wait for us to return to them.
You are a young elf, very young. Still, the memories of eons dance inside you. You watch them like a play behind your eyelids. You are asleep in your family home when Roost's people steal in like a plague. A hand over your mouth, a hurried journey through the forests. You won't tell Roost how to find the others. The end comes quick. You are running through a barren landscape. Brambles and weeds scratch at your ankles. Your heart is pumping acid, but you can't stop. Something catches you around the chest and you fall. The roughed ground scrapes burns into the flesh of your bare arms, your knees, your face, you as you skid to a stop. Footsteps approach. That's the Scion, a rough voice calls. Kill him. They tried to hide you. They put you in a cellar. They put you in a cave. They put you in the hills. They put you in a pit. In the end, Roost found you anyway. He tried to find your memories by drilling a hole in your skull. It didn't work, but you were finally free.
He's gone. It doesn't hurt anymore. You did it. You saved me from the bad man. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
If I could give you the biggest hug in the world, I'd give you the even bigger one. I love you. He's gone. I guess this means I can leave. I hope the next place is better. This was a bad place. Bye, and thanks.
You made the bad man go away. You did it. He can't hurt me now.
The child smiles a ghostly gap-toothed grin and waves goodbye. The spirit's chest heaves in short, hard bursts. Its face is pinched into a tight sneer, fists balled up at its sides. It falls to its knees and grabs its matted hair in two fists, then rips. The spectral mats break away and reappear.
You! I'll destroy you. I'll drink your blood. Shove your questions. Swallow nails, you. You!
He catches a string of spittle with the back of his hand and wipes it away as a malevolent grin spreads over his face.
God did. Do us all a favour and go die. Does it matter? They won't stop. Not till they're all dead. You can be sure of that. They ain't what you think. They'll do anything to survive. You'll get what's coming to you. The good guy. Everyone's their own good guy.
He scratches at his scarred face with spectral nails, digging deep grooves that instantly vanish.
No.
The whiff of chemistry assails you. But this spirit is not unhappy. Whatever was keeping him here has now lost its power. He's ready to depart. He fades away, gone forever to the Hall of Echoes.
If Hardwin were to receive her head, it would make his day. I'll leave that with you.
He raises a hand in salute, then vanishes into the ether. You hear the roar of fire, the crack of burnt awnings falling. The spirit stands before you, silent among the wreckage, his skin half melted down his face. He turns his gaze towards the corpse of Lone Wolf Pigsbane. His peeping skull cracks into a grin. He turns to you and bows. The spirit's grin lingers as the spectral flames around him fade. Skin reforms around his skull. He is a handsome man with gentle eyes. He waves and vanishes. The man who killed the spirit now lies dead, and he knows it.
Claim your fee in knowledge.
He holds out his hand, index finger forward. A spark crackles between you. Visions flash before your eyes, you using the air to cow your foes, or mastering water to leave them cold and helpless, or watching them fall as the earth moves beneath you.
Choose.
He touches the tip of his finger to yours. Your mind opens, and a secret of the air implants itself within you. He smiles.
Use it well.
He dips his head in thanks, raises his index finger to his temple to say goodbye, then vanishes into the ether.
Well, hello there. Fine day for a walkabout, don't you think? You enjoy it now, here? Never know when you might end up like me, then your imagination will have to do you. Best of luck to you. You have yourself a pleasant day now, here. Sure as Mama Morris died of a toilet spider. Only oversaw the place for dang near 50 years after all. Now in my day, we were a proper mill turning around half a ton of timber by the day. No mean feat for an operation this size, I tell you. Had to shut her after the last of the elf raids, though. They were brutal. Can't say I blame them, what with how quick we were turning over those trees of theirs. But a fellow's gotta make a living, you know. To an elf, maybe. To me, it meant food on the table and enough gold to pay the doctor. Never know when a hat spider'll get you. Oh, I doubt it. We mostly supplied the Divine Order, see? They couldn't get enough of the stuff. Not much, no. Never met him myself. I do know they rigged this place to holy high heaven just after settling in, though. Some folks are very private. Me? Oh no, sock spider. Bye now.
A ghostly aura shrouds the log, along with a penetrating icy cold. Bitter cold shoots up your fingertips, through your arm, shoulder, neck, and into your brain. Your whole body contracts with the aching freeze, and a voice sounds inside of you.
See what I see. Feel what I feel. Look down.
Where your feet should be, you see great gnarled roots disappearing to a mossy forest floor. As this log once was, you are an ancestor tree. As you examine yourself, you see the top of a small elven child's head as she approaches. She wraps her arms around you and rests her head against your great trunk. You pass her a memory. Once you were her father. You pass her the softness you remember of her chubby cheeks. You pass her the warmth between you when you curled back to sleep. A tear trickles from the child's eye and onto your bark. She whispers that she loves you. She says she will come back tomorrow.
You see?
The child departs, and night falls. You hear voices and the dull thud of axes. A human approaches you and pats your trunk. He raises his axe and...
You see?
You lie in pieces on the forest floor. Rough hands toss you into a cart and haul you away.
You see? You see what he does to me. You see he takes me from my life. You see he cuts me into parts. You make him pay. Look His bones lie buried in our sacred soil, but his spirit remains. Find him. Take from him what he takes from me. I show you where. Find him. I find peace then. I find peace when he is gone.
Ah, so very nice to see you again. Hope you're enjoying this gorgeous weather. You look like you deserve it. Huh? You can talk to him? Odd. What interesting. Did the tree have a message for me? What now? Hey, kiddo, you're talking crazy. It's a tree, not a person. Even if it used to be a person, it ain't anymore. You been licking tree toads? Wait, stop, please. No, not like this, not like this.
You do it. I feel it instantly. A great peace. He is gone. The one who destroys me. I am free again. Thank you.
The log takes a breath. A great slab of the finest livewood bark slides free, ornate and glowing with sauce. It is the spirit's gift to you, a second skin. The wounded bark heals.
Honored one, we have time to speak later, but first I must speak to Sabil. Too long do I keep silent, too long do I wait, no more. I long await this moment, Sabil. Finally, we speak among tree and kin.
Sahala pats Sabil's right arm with a warm, motherly smile, but then her fingers run across the names tattooed upon her skin, and her blind eyes see it all. She pulls her hand back, as if scalded, shock temporarily overpowering her.
My child, what is wrong? These names, they're the names of the dead, of the scions of our people.
I don't know. The names, they are scions.
Of course! Your servants, your champions, your worshippers. Do you not remember, Sabil?
You are the prime scion.
You're like I am, only far greater. I am but a limb, a branch where once there were many. You are the heart. You are the hope for our new homeland, the promise of our future, the very reason we do not give in to despair.
You speak falsehoods. If I were a scion, I'd know it. I'd feel it with every beat of my heart.
Your heart's been dulled. You're confused. You're conflicted. And all because...
Her darkened eyes scour her body with an uncanny intensity.
All because of this.
She reaches for Sabil's cheek with a sure hand and softly traces her scar with her thumb.
Careful.
Such unspeakable horror, this thing. I see all now. I figure who you are, the one we fear, the needle in the night, the scion that is scion killer. That is who you are, is it not?
Sabil's eyes close. You can only imagine the scenes of bloody murder she sees in her very own dark.
I was forced to.
You cause much grief. Diliana, Kuma, Silius, Mindaran, all the many others on your long, lean arm, dead friends. They are dead because you run away. They are dead because you do not want to be the heart. Your fear is how Roost captures you. Your fear is how they scar you. The scar makes you kill scions. Without scions, all elves die. If all elves die, the fault is yours.
She grabs her brusquely, forces her face close to Sabil's.
You remember. My blind eyes make you see.
Sabil is forced to look into Sahela's murky white eyes. It looks like she's about to collapse. You can feel her drawing grateful strength from your support.
I saw it all. Me, the prime scion, destined to be the heart that pulses at the center of all ancestor trees. But the great Mother Tree spoke of death and domination. I hated her, fled from her, only to end in a strange land among unkind strangers. First there was Roost, then the Master.
She smiles and strokes your cheek.
Thank you.
But we understand not.
We demand you be the heart.
You are the greatest of us all, the Prime Scion. We need you. You must go to the Nameless Isle where the Mother Tree roots.
She is sick with fog that undid so many. She is dying. We've need of a new mother. Of you.
His words are wise, Sabine. They have a certain ring to them.
Sabine is her own calm self again. Her eyes trace a bird of prey, black against blue in the sky.
The Mother, the Master. We'll see. It is not a decision for today.
But the Nameless Isle awaits. The Great Mother calls you with every breath of wind that rustles through her leaves.
Heed her call, Sabine. It rustles for you. You are a new mother to us all. The heart that beats in our every chest.
To be the heart or to be heartless? Is that it? Wouldn't count your chickens just yet.
My dearest friend, the one who saves me.
You give us everything.
Thank you for helping me. Without you, I am already dead.
You save us all. My girl is back. Our Scion is back.
I know what you need, and I can help you. We can help you.
She crouches down, placing a hand on the earthen ground.
Can you hear them? Their roots stretch beneath us, even now. I will link you. You will hear them. They will feed you. Increase the source in you. Increase the power.
She leans toward you, her veiled eyes directed toward the ground. The slightest of smiles plays over her lips, then vanishes.
A space inside you clears. You have room for more source. You have room for more everything. You have room for the whispers of the trees. Hold your hand to the ground. I hold my hand over yours. We breathe together. We call the spirit of the trees to us. Close your eyes. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale.
With each in-breath, the voices flutter in, whispers at first, then gentle murmurs like water over rocks. The wind of the voices enters you as you and Sahala breathe together. It travels down your throat, into your belly, around your heart. Suddenly, your blood runs icy cold, then warms again. Each breath makes you stronger. The voices fortify you, quicken your pulse, make a space in your heart where, yes, a great power can inhabit you. You exhale, and the voices, all but one, no louder than a whisper, flutter away. The space within you remains.
It is the voice of the trees, of the Mother. It will remain with you now. I hear it too, beautiful and strong. Yours will grow if you let it. It will shrink if you do not. We are connected now, you and I. You and all our kind.
I give you something too. A thanks.
Take this spear. It destroys evil. It helps you. You help us more than you know. We make arrangements. We travel soon. I must meet someone who can help us. I say no more than this, that I do wish you good luck. And perhaps we meet again, someday.
As you suck the smoke deep into your lungs, your vision starts to swim and cloud. There is an intense pounding in your head, and you can feel the world fading. As the world fades away, you lose all sense of being grounded. You reach out, but you could feel yourself falling slowly, sinking into the depths of your own soul.
My champion! You've come not a moment too soon. It's here! Even here! We must hurry now. We must race toward the well with all the determination of the eagle diving for its prey. Your prey lies on a far-off shore, at the heart of the Nameless Isle. It is a place no one can reach unless their soul becomes their compass.
He places a hand over your heart, and you suddenly feel it, an unmistakable pull in a new and distant direction.
The battle for Divinity is about to begin in earnest. The other gods and their chosen will try to outflank us, just like we must outflank them.
But I will be with you. I will guide you, stand by you. I will watch as you drink from the wellspring, and as its source surges into you.
The void will be overcome, and you will be the god of gods. The end is nigh. Don't fail us now.
You jolt back to the world, stumbling forward. Dark smoke surrounds you, hanging in the air like black fog. This feels wrong. The Meister's cry cuts through the haze. You look up just in time to see what steps out of the shadows. Your god told you there can be only one. He said you'll eventually need to turn on each other.
I've use for neither gods nor men. I myself am the island that is my destination. You, a mere port along the way I tolerate, for the time being.
A good wolf doesn't take out the competition until there's no other option. Let's hunt together. For now.
This is how they work. Divide us, then conquer us one by one. I won't have it. Family's family.
This problem tore the Seven apart, but perhaps it can bring us together. I say, all for one, and one for, at most, 3 others.
Like I'd ever listen to some spook at the peril of my friends. Not in this lifetime.
A girl's best friend is her needle. But I'll stick by you as long as you continue to uphold your particular brand of useful.
Voidwoken! Damnable bloody Voidwoken!
Well, that's that. I always knew I'd die for Rivellon. I just didn't expect it was going to be in a small basement. In Driftwood, of all places. At least now you know where to go. I was dying anyway. The Magister's purging made certain of that. I should probably send the Void a thank you bouquet. At least they were efficient about it. No, today my death is not important. All that matters is that you find Malady and tell her the location of the Council. Just be wary. She is immensely powerful, and she is on our side, but she will not be pleased about, well, my parting. She may ask you to honor an old bargain that I had struck with her. Do not accept. Her business is with me, and me alone.
She glances at her body once more, a grim look on her face.
You need to go, Godwoken. But I have one last request. My last wish, as it were. I want a statue. Something modest. A simple piece of marble and gold on the steps of the cathedral, glaring out over arcs.
Meister Siever's shoulders slump, a tired, melancholic grin on her muzzle.
I would have liked to see that city again. Just once more. Give them hell, Godwoken.